Hi guys, and welcome to Student Data Management System developed in Excel using VBA. Let me show you guys how this beautiful tutorial works. Now, right here we have the student's subject and we have the grades for each subject, and we also have a calendar. If you want to change the date of the result, you can just double click on it. Like we have 24 now, and today's date is 29 there. And right here we have the course, depend on the course selected by the student or by the course tutor. And here we have the student details and the guidance details, and over here we have either the student is an home student, overseas student, in one of the universities accommodation, if the student is on exchange program or on scholarship there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these details straight into the sheet that we have in here, and we also expect these very student details to appear right here. So let's do that. So I'm going to go back in here and let's click on add there. Once you click on add, Lola Kingsley details should appear right here. There we go, that's Lola Kingsley details. And the list box here also displays the details of the student Lola Kingsley. Now let's go back in here. We can always reset, or suppose we want to change the grades around. All you just need to do is maybe increase the grades or whatever you want to change it to, or reduce it. The choice is yours, and just click on result. There we go. You can see the total sum up, the ranking of the student. Supposing the student is an average student, let's see what's going to happen to the ranking. There we go. So check out the result now. The student is a second class upper student. Okay, so let's reset and see what's going to happen with the reset. Reset it all. So we can then enter another student details, and the student name, let's assume the student name is James. Email there. What about the parents details? Let's say the brother, and brother's name is John, and confirm the email again. There we go, come right in here. And there, the course that James is on, let's assume is into computer science. There we go. These are the details of the course, and right here he happens to be home student. Is not on any of these. Is not an overseas student. He stays at home. He's not an exchange student, and is not on scholarship. Right, let's see, that is BSc and is, let's say, final year. Let's click on the subject, select the subject, event driven, object oriented programming, system analysis. Let's go for data graphics, computer games, animation, math, and digital graphic. And the score here, those are his score. Let's see what he will wind up with. So all we just need to do now is to click on result. There we go, second class lower. Okay, James happens to be an average student. So let's come in here now. Details of James is now right here yet. So let's go back in here and click on add. But just before that, it's not also on the spreadsheet itself. So now click on add. There, go straight into the list box. James details is now here, and if we go to the spreadsheet, that's James details there. So guys, and I'll see you guys shortly with a full tutorial. Okay guys, let's exit out and start a new project entirely. So I'm going to just minimize that. Now this is my workbook for a new project. So first of all, I'm going to enter as follows. Let's select from A, rule A. Let's just select it up to AN. There we go. So those are the rows that the columns that I intend to use for my project. So I'm starting with student ID, first name, surname, address, and so on. So I guess you guys can see that there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this project as a macro enable. So let's go to file, save as, and I'm going to save it right. Okay, let's save it right inside the student database folder that I have in here. I'm going to call it it's going to be, the file type will be macro enable, and that is what I'm going to be calling it, student database management system. Okay, so I'm just going to enter 1 in there. Oh, let's make that 2. I already have one, and that is it. Click on save. There. Now the next thing is I'm going to go straight to my developer. If you don't have a developer on board, all you need to do is to go to file, click on file, select options, and right here select the customize ribbon. And you also need to make sure you have this option selected, all commands. Then you can look for the developer tool. The developer tool, once it's found, will be something like this. All you then need to do is to make sure it's checked, and you then click on OK right here. Just click on OK, and that will present you with a menu called developer. When you click on the developer, this is what you get: development environment, and to your left is a Visual Basic, and you can always select Alt F11. Okay, so click on that, and that will bring you straight into this environment. If you then click on, or you select insert, and you then need to select user form right there. That's your user form. Okay, so let's define the size of this form. I'm going to make the height about 800, and I'll make the width 1004. Okay, 1040. There, and that is it. The next thing is select the toolbox, and we then need the multi-page. I think this is it. That is it right there, multi-page. Click on that and just drag it that much all the way. Okay, let's select the very first page of the multi-page. You can always right click on it and select rename. There we go, and that is the name of this. Is going to be student details. Click on OK. And the second one, right click and select rename. That is going to be, let's say, university database. There we go. Now back to my toolbox here. I need a frame. Just draw one frame here, and I'm going to get rid of the text content in that frame. Delete that, bring it down a little bit. Right, I need another frame on this side. Let's select both frames and just bring it down again. There. And to my right here, I'm going to need a couple of frames in there as well. Alright, so my frames are in place now. so I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit. Right, okay, this is how my frame is looking right now. Okay, and I've added 2 in here, so that is fine. So let's run it and you just see how it looks. That is how it's looking. I guess you guys can see that. So I'm going to exit out. Now let's come back in here. Now here I'm going to add label. Let's come in here, add a label here, and text box right there. So I need a couple of those in here. So hold on to the control, click and drag. Okay, I will need 3 more here. There. And this very one, I'm going to change that to a combo box. So undo that. I think I'll make that the 5th one. That's students first name. Okay, this very one, delete that, and grab a combo box and just add it right here. There we go. There. And let's change these details around. That's going to be student ID. This is going to be first name. Oh, let's change this one to student txt student ID. Txt student ID. The next one here is going to be first name, and the text box right in front of it will be first name. Txt first name. We have surname here. So I guess you guys get the whole idea of that, so that shouldn't be a big deal. Right. And the text box right in front of it, that's going to be txt surname. Now this is going to be address. Text box txt address. This is gender. And we have CBO gender. There we go. Then let's say we have mobile here. Learners mobile. And this is going to be txt mobile. Here, let's change this to email. Right here first. Email. And this is going to be txt email. There we go. There. All done. Now I'm just going to copy this, copy everything there, and drag it over here. This is going to be for the university details, and I'm going to move this up here because that would be for the course. Why here underneath here, that's going to be the guidance details. Grab all of this and just drag it down as well. There. Now I also need 2 more here, 1 up here and 1 down here. Okay, and here I will need 1 more here, and here that will be buttons. 1, 2, I think we're going to go for about 4 there, or maybe 5 even. Yeah, I might have to make that 5 later on. Alright, there. I also need a combo, no, not a combo. Yeah, a combo box here. So we need 5 of those. and we need 5 there. Okay, we need the same thing here, right there. Looking good so far. Delete this, get rid of that. I need a combo there. Okay, let's drag it that much. Okay, looking good, guys. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to need label here. Let's come in here. We need a label, and that label I want, let's change the border so that we can see the lines on it, and that is just going to be number. I'm going to have to increase the size of that font to something a little bit readable. I think that might be too much. 12. Okay, I also need to get it centered though. Get it centered. Right. So I need another one here. Okay, looking good. And just one more there. Alright, we then need text box. I might as well just grab one here. No, we need text box here, one here, and we also need combo box here. Right, drag. I need a label here. That's going to be for the subject, and this is going to be for the score. Right, so let's just increase the size of this a little bit, copy and paste. Alright, it's looking good, guys. Almost there. There we go. Right here, that is just going to be the subject anyway, so put in subject here, change this one to score. There. Okay, I'm going to now design my calendar there, so let's come back in here and just grab the button. I need a couple of those. Yeah, I'm going to have to tidy it up. Right. Yeah. So I may have to just speed up the whole design of the interface. If you guys want to know how to create a calendar, I already have a tutorial on YouTube. I will try, and I will actually include the link of that particular tutorial for you guys to have a look at. There. So if I run it now, this is how it's looking. It's a little bit rough, and it's going to take me some time to kind of like put it all looking good. So I'm just going to speed that up and get back to you guys. So exit out. Let's speed that up. Okay, all done, guys. So let me run it and you guys see how the whole interface looks like for now. So let's run it there. This is how it's looking, and nothing is happening. I've added another button here. Nothing is happening so far, as you can see. Okay, with this very calendar, you guys will see there's a tutorial on board of how to create this very calendar. So I'm going to include a link of this very calendar for you guys to have a look at. Now this is how it's all looking now for now. Okay, and nothing is happening. Alright, so let's start work with decoding. So let's take care of the exit first. That's the easy one. Okay, I'm going to exit out and let's come back in here. So let's double click on the exit button. And right here, let's start by declaring as follows. I'm going to say dim I exit as, let's say, VB message box result, MSG box result there. And I'm going to initialize this variable with the following message. So let's say message box is going to be confirmed if you want to exit. There, that would be my very first argument. The second argument is going to be question icon, there we go, plus the third argument that is going to be for VB yes or no, and my fourth argument, I'm going to make that my own titles. Let's just say student management system. There, that's my fourth argument. Press enter. Now let's use an if statement to validate the selection made. If I exit equals VB yes, then we want the system to unload me, and just end the whole lot. There we go, that is it, done. So that is our exit. I know some people just prefer to write to enter unload me, but I think this is the right way of doing it. Your end user might just end up making a mistake clicking on exit, but this will give them the option to consider if they want to exit or not. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Okay, that's why I prefer it that very way. So let's double click on, let's take care of this one, this easy one as well. Print. For the print, I'm just going to enter application dot dialog, and that is going to be X dialog. Let's look for X dialog printer setup. There is one of them here somewhere. Printer setup, that's it. There we go. Dot show, there we go. And I'm going to say this workbook, so the printing is going to be directly from my worksheet anyways. Workbook dot sheet, and the sheet that I'm going to specify is going to be my sheet number 1. Close that. Dot print out, let's say print out dot, not a dot, print out copies, and that is going to be equals, let's say, just 1 copy. There, that is it. And this is my workbook that I'm talking about, this very one, as you can see, sheet number 1. Okay, so print is taken care of as well. Now let's take care of the reset. Double click on reset. With the reset, guys, I'm going to declare 2 variables. Let's say dim txt, comma, and the next one is going to be cbo. Okay, and I'm now going to say for, using a for loop, for each txt in let's say multi-page 1 dot page 1 dot control. That'll be controls with an S there. So you see the multi-page one, the page one, that is the multi-page that I added. More or less, you can always call it tab control anyway. Let's get this nested, then I will show you what I'm talking about. If we come in here now, this is the multi-page. That is it right there. Okay, so that is the one I'm talking about. So I'm going to double click on here. Okay, it is called multi-page, so double click on my reset and continue. So for each txt, the variable that I declared in multipage.page1, so making reference to the text box in there. So I'm now going to say if the type, let's say type of txt is forms dot text box, so that is me now referring to the object, then and I want the txt dot text, I want it to clear whatever content I have in there. There we go, that is it. And if there, so my very first statement to clear whatever content I have in there is taken care of. Just take a look at these 4 lines of codes, or 5 lines of codes. 1 2 3 4 5. Look at that. These will actually clear whatever I have inside or on any of the text box. Let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. So let's enter some stuff in here. Let's keep going, enter whatever in there, and here as well. Every single text box will be taken care of using those simple lines of codes that you guys saw earlier. So we need to do the same thing for the combo box. So if I click on reset, there we go, look at that. Apart from this is a combo box. So I'm going to exit out. Now let's go back in here, double click on my reset. Now, and I want to take care of the combo box. Okay, to take care of the combo box, I'm just going to copy this and paste that in there. That is going to be for the combo box. All I then need to change is, you see this variable, just going to copy that and replace the txt with the cbo, and here as well, right here too, there. But right here, the object that we have in here is a text box, so we need to delete that and change that to combo box. There we go. There, there's a combo box in place. Now this combo box will actually wipe out everything on every single combo box I have on the system, so we need another way around that as well. So let's run it first. Okay, whatever I enter in here, that will be cleared. Let's say we have these in here as well, and every single data, and these are supposed to be my default value. Okay, these are just the default value. So if I click on reset here, there, I've now lost every single default value that I have in here as well, and here I should enter a default value in there. Now to take care of that, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to double click on reset and come back in here, clear every single combo box. At the same time, I would like you to enter some value in there. Let me show you one thing here. You see this very frame here, this is frame number 3. Inside frame number 3 I have frame 5, so I need to address frame 3.5, and this one is going to be frame 6. I also need to address that. So back in here, I'm now going to say multipage1 dot frame 3 point frame 5 point that, and that will take care of my very first frame. On that very frame 5, I have, let's see what value I have, no in there, and the next one is 0. So double click on that and I'll just change the data in here to no. Change every single data to no, and the other one that is 6, change every single data in there. Let's change that to 0 there, and this one is frame 6. That should take care of that. Now if I run it, apart from 1 and 2, these two, if I run it now, let's say I enter whatever I want in here now, and whatever value in here, click on reset, there, default back to 0 and no. And this one, the default value, I want it in there, and I also want the default value in here. And these 3 here, those are labels that need to be cleared, so I'm going to take care of them separately. Now let's go back in here. So you guys I believe you can see how it's put together. So let's come back down here. First of all, I need to know the details that I have in here. Let's go back in here. Okay, select a course, and the name of this is CBO course. Right, now let's go back into the code, and right here let's paste that in here, dot text equals select a course there. So that should take care of that. And the next one, that is CBO gender dot text, that will be equals, let's just say make a selection. There we go, and that's take care of that too. Now let's take care of our labels. LBL total score dot text, no, that should be dot caption equals clear. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other two. The other one is LBL ranking, paste, and finally LBL date there, and that take care of every single object that need to be reset on that system. There we go. Have a good look at it, guys. There we go. That is easy for me to take care of. Now let's come in here. You see this gender, I'm going to change the value in there. Let's come in here. Where is it? Text, I think. Yeah, just enter that into it. Yeah, that takes care of that. Now the other thing is I'm going to enter some values in here. So let's do that using form load. But one thing first, let's run it. Let's come in here, click and run. So if I change whatever value I have in here to female and select, it will officially default back to the new value. So let's say computing here and click on reset. There we go. Look at that. That takes care of that. Good. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.